Hola, ¿qué tal amigos de Radix? Estamos ahora sí de manteles largos porque, bueno, ya empieza oficialmente la carrera por el Oscar y pues tenemos a 4 de los 8 representantes iberoamericanos que han sido preseleccionados. Los voy a presentar por orden alfabético. De inicio tenemos a Laura González, directora de Woman Dolisho de Portugal y quien clasificó en Zagreb. Hi, Laura.
Hello.
Le sigue Joe González, también de Portugal, clasificado por Ice Merchants, ganó en Guadalajara y ha ganado muchos otros festivales, ganó el premio Rigo Mora. Hi, Joe.
Hola, thank you for having me. Muchas gracias.
Continuamos con Diego Porral, director de Leopoldo el del Bar de España, ganador de Animayo. ¿Qué tal, Leopoldo? ¿Qué tal, Leopoldo? ¿Qué tal, Diego?
Muy bien, Luis. Muy bien.
Es que, bueno, a veces uno se hace uno con su obra.
Sí, bueno, Leopoldo está bien.
Y seguimos con Juan Pablo Zaramela, desde Argentina, director de Pasajero y ganador de Chilemonos.
Hola.
Muchas gracias a
Muy
todos. Lo que les decía, hay 4 representantes más que no están con nosotros. De todos modos, no quiero dejar de nombrarlos. Son Aria Covamonas, directora de la Odisea Espeleológica de Sócrates de México. Lorenzo de Glinocenti y José Zapata de Da Monkey de España y Portugal. Pablo Poledri, director de Loop, coproducción entre Argentina y España. Y Ana María Vallejo de Colombia, directora de El Canto de las Moscas 3, Noche. Well, first of all, thank you so much for being here. Well, there's a lot of people who say that the awards don't matter, that Oscars don't matter. Do you think, does the Oscar matter or not that much? What would you say?
I think that it matters to everyone. I don't know. I have a contradictive feelings. Of course, that it's very important to push our careers. The first feeling is that if you are independent, an Oscar is like the ticket to have financiation forever in your life. In this sense, of course, that everybody wants an Oscar. It's also maybe the only award that everybody knows in the universe. Maybe your grandma would immediately know what's an Oscar, and it doesn't happen with another awards, with the Annecy Crystal. For example, nobody knows what's the Annecy Crystal. And well, in this sense, of course, it's important.
I think that it's one thing that it's very important about the Oscars is the visibility, because like Zaramel was saying, it's something that everyone is aware of, and we do animation. What we want is that people see our films, and being in the list is very important because it does bring visibility to your work, and that is very important to us for people to see our work.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything that was told before. Yeah, I think it's a great chance to us as independent animators, and as Zaramela said, it's that thing that everyone knows about, and so having our film qualified, of course, brings us a lot of a better vision. And as directors, we feel like our priority is for work to be seen. So it's, of course, it's a great opportunity for sure.
Yeah, sorry, there was someone ringing my door, which will ring again in a few seconds. But yeah, I agree with everything that's been said. Like, I think in our industry, we know like some awards like the Annecy Crystal, the Annies and stuff like that, that are really important for us. And sometimes the Oscar winner is not the one we would choose, but it does like really make your trajectory, you know, it really pushes it forward. And like Juan Pablo was saying, everyone knows an Oscar. So even if it's to make your grandma proud, like being nominated or shortlisted or whatever, is great.
Well,
That was a
that
good
was
timing.
yeah, ringing interruption.
Saved by the bell.
Yeah. Well, after what you said, also there's the question that we have long films, feature films, and short films. So, do you think it's the same importance for feature films that for short films, or that they have, for example, as you said, that maybe you can get more financing, more recognition, that maybe a feature film? What are the difference between being nominated for a feature and a short?
I think normally when you're nominated for a feature, you, generally speaking, already a very established director. And I think for independent filmmakers, when they are nominated for as a short film, is a good first step if they want to make a feature in the feature film in the future. So yeah, I mean, it's quite different. I think, of course, the features definitely have more visibility in the Oscars. For example, last year, the Oscar short film category was even like removed from the live telecast. I think it's coming back this year, if I'm not mistaken. But I think for short filmmakers, it can be a huge step, I think, if they want to produce something longer in the future and jump maybe for a future.
Yeah, I think
I
for
never thought
features.
about that. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No.
No, sorry.
No, you go first.
No, I just think that for features, I think it's more like for repercussion in the moment. Like it's used like an advertising scheme, you know, like, oh, we were nominated for an Oscar, so you get more views, you get more money for that film. But for a short film, you're not intending really to earn money with it, or a lot of money. So it's more like for your future projects. Was features more like also for future projects, but also I think you earn more money. Like people go watch it if you have an Oscar, I guess.
Yeah, I completely agree. My feeling is that if your plan is to give a step inside the industry, the animation industry, an Oscar is something amazing. If you are planning to continue to work as an independent filmmaker, I don't know. I really don't know. And if you analyze the Oscar winners in the independent areas and the advantages that they have after winning an Oscar, I'm not sure about if they really need an Oscar. This is a question, not a sentence, not a definitive sentence. It's difficult to say. I heard about many people that after winning an Oscar or after being nominated, the tendency is that people ask them to do something commercial. I heard it 2 weeks ago in France. I don't want to say names, but it happens. It's the other part of my first answer. The another aspect, the contradiction aspect. You have a lot of visibility, a lot of lights over you, and then you have this other aspect that could be quite heavy. So you have to manage this energy. This is the feeling. Of course, that if you ask me if I want an Oscar, yes, of course. Just in case, give me the Oscar, and then I see what happens. But then, well.
I would give you an Oscar, Fernando.
Sorry?
I would give you an Oscar.
Oh, thank you. Me too. I'll give you an Oscar too.
Thank you.
To all of you, in fact, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
We all deserve an Oscar.
Yes. Because yeah, that's it. Because the Oscar, like we were saying, it kind of, when you're doing autorial films, you're in a certain circuit, you see certain things, and then with the Oscar, it brings you in the visibility of people that never heard about anything you did before. And it's interesting because you get as a filmmaker, you get a lot more points of views and visibility of people that doesn't have that background that usually when you're talking about your film with people they have. And it's interesting also to be in that moment that suddenly your film is being seen by people that never even heard of animation, maybe. So that's interesting. And in terms of feature film and short, like you were asking, I never thought about that, because it's very difficult to do that exercise when because we are so much in the animation area. We are so aware of what is coming out. We know everything about, like, if there's some animation long feature coming out in animation, we go to see it. So it's something that, you know, it doesn't go unnoticed, because there's not that many being made. It's not like shorts, you have hundreds, and in long features there's not that many. So the Oscar for for the people that go into the circuit, it doesn't, oh, I never heard about that feature film, but it's in the list of the Oscars, so now I'm going to check it out. So it's more difficult. And also it's another thing that when you're talking about a short film, it's something very personal. It's something that you did with a very few team, and it's something that belongs to this group of people, that it's very tiny. And in a feature film, it kind of belongs to a lot of other people, and it's a lot more spread. So I don't know, being a filmmaker, having a short and having a long feature, what are you going to take from this thing of the Oscars? I think it's very different. Because I don't know how, if I do a feature ever, I would want it to be very faithful to how the same thoughts that I bring into doing a short film. I want it to be very personal, and to have a certain language that doesn't, just because it's a feature film, that it's going to be a lot, you know, different. Because that's, you know, if I want to do a long feature, it's because I want to expand something more. So I would like to think that having a feature would be the same, but I don't really know.
That's very interesting what you're saying. And well, something a little bit more personal. What were your hopes when you started working in your shorts? Because each one has different personality, different techniques. So what were you aiming for? Who wants to start in here?
To start always with different people.
In my case, I think that I am with a feature film project now. I want to do it as independent as I can, although it is a family film. It's a film for family. It's, of course, that it would be more commercial than a short, but I want to keep the spirit of my shorts. When I do a short, what I try to do is to try things. I think that the working in shorts is the opportunity to experiment without taking a big risk. This is my vision about doing shorts. I don't care about doing mistake when I do a short film. I never got a lot of money after doing a short, and this is a great thing, because there is no risk. If the film goes well, and if the film goes bad in festivals, it's quite the same. And this situation changes a lot with a feature. The risk is huge in comparison, and this is an advantage that we have working in shorts.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a long feature that you're doing now? Sorry, I didn't get it.
Sorry?
You're doing a feature now?
I'm in the development of a feature, yes. Writing.
Congratulations.
Yes, I finished the writing in Cyclic, and I already did a teaser.
Oh, okay.
It's still secret.
Conversations.
Yeah. Sorry.
Awesome.
No, I was just gonna say a bit what Zaramella was saying. Like, I think one of the biggest advantages of short films is it doesn't have to be financially viable at the end, and that gives you an immense freedom to try different things. I think animation particularly works very well in the short film form because of that. You have full freedom over what you can do.
Yeah.
and what you can try. But yeah, but going back to the question of like expectations, I didn't. I mean, I was happy how the film was going, but I didn't have very high expectations for it. This film technically is still my graduation film from Royal College of Art, and I remember that when I was about to finish it, I was even discussing with my distributors, because my main idea was to distribute it as a student film. But they convinced me to try to submit it as a professional film to festivals. So, and they had to convince me, because I was like, no, I think it should be a student film. So I was not, I didn't have high expectations for it. I was happy with the result, but I wasn't expecting it to get to this point for sure. And I'm very happy it happened, of course.
So it's your first film. Do you have previous shorts, or Ice Merchant is your first film?
It's my first semi-professional film, because we were able to get funding as well. But I did a film before called Nestor, which was my first year film at RCA. Okay. And then I did another one called Voyager, which was my BA film. But all of them are student films.
Honestly, for me, it's not semi-professional. It's absolutely professional. It's amazing. I saw it 1 month ago in Mafra Festival.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was not there, but I remember. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy. You talked with Bruno. Yeah, oh, thank you so much. It means a lot. Thank you so much.
But
I still need to watch your film. I'm really curious to see your film as well.
Thank you. I didn't see Diego's film.
Me neither.
I don't know if there is a chance. Sorry,
I can
like in a cafe.
Yes.
No, I can tell it to you.
A chance to have a link. Let's share our films after that.
You of course, the directors of animation talking to each other.
Yeah.
So Laura, your expectations?
Sorry, what was the question? I forgot the question.
What were your expectations when you started working on this short?
Oh, okay. My expectations, but you mean like towards the end, like what? I don't know.
Were you aiming just to tell your story, your uncle's story in this case, or maybe aiming for an Oscar? What were you?
Yes, that's it. I was aiming for the Oscar. No, it was. I started recording my family, and it was all very natural. I actually wanted to do a feature film because there was a lot of information there that I really wanted to talk about. And the film is about different stages of development of the history of Portugal. I thought that was very interesting. Speaking about this man that goes through so many different places that other people and experiences that other people, hundreds and thousands of people also went through. And yes, it went to it went to a lot of periods of thinking about what this idea was going to be, but in the end I thought I want to do a short, even if even if I want to do a feature film, it can be about something else, but at this moment I want to do a short, and I ended up editing the interviews to be a short and to just exploit, like Zanamel was saying. It's something to, just wanted to exploit this and see how it goes. And I don't think that we have many expectations. I think that this question, I think that none of us think about. It's so unpredictable what can happen. And it's cool, like for example, João was saying that he's very happy and what he wanted to do is what he got in the end as well. And for me, it was very, very different what I thought, and then what is in the end is very different. And it's always very unpredictable. I didn't really thought about anything. I'm just happy that the movie got to win this major prize that got a lot of visibility, and this is honestly, it's what I'm really happy about, is that the film is seen by the most people that can see it, and bringing the voices of my family in the Portuguese, which is something that was very important to me, that those voices are heard in different countries. And that's honestly what I wanted to do, and wasn't really sure if it was going to communicate, and if people were going to, because sometimes when you have a lot of talk, it's more difficult to pass. And in this case, it had a really good reception. So it was over my expectations, to be honest. So I'm really happy.
Yeah, my expectations weren't very high as well, because well, you've seen the film and it's like very Spanish. It's like a verbal diarrhea of like Spanish, talking. So we really thought it wouldn't work outside Spain, because it's like all the references, all the bars, aesthetic, it's all like from my hometown. And even like when I've showed it to international friends, they read the subtitles, and the idea is not that you understand everything that's being said. It's like that the voice becomes like a background noise, basically. So if you don't know Spanish, you're basically reading everything and you're not paying attention to everything else. But I guess it's just another viewing experience, and yeah, I mean, we're very happy we've gotten this far, but yeah, we're not sure if it will keep working outside this bubble. But yeah, we just wanted to make something together, me and my friend Joaquin. He's the writer of the film. We've been friends since high school, and we just want to work together and have fun. And yeah, this is what it's gotten us, so we're very happy.
Well, they are all great shorts, because I've seen them also, and they're really great. You can be sure of that. Also, well, we've had great animators throughout history, throughout Ibero-American history. They've won Palme d'Or. They've also won the Crystal, but the Oscar, the animated short film Oscar, took so long with Bird Story, and recently with Windshield Wiper. Why did it take so long, even if we have so much talent in the region?
You mean the film? Why did it took to
why the Ibero-American animation in Oscar in short category took so long? Because the first story was in 2013, I think, 2013 or 2014.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's also the power of visibility, distribution. From what it doesn't have anything to do with the quality of what is being done. It has all to do with how many people it reaches out, and it's very difficult for shorts to be seen in a more popular circuit, and I think that yes, the people that end up winning the Oscars is usually people that are more entities that have a very different kind of distribution, that it has more visibility. But
yes,
it doesn't have anything to do with quality. No, please interrupt me every time.
Okay. Please interrupt me.
Yes.
In the case of Latin America, I think that the reason is that financiation is or was for many years very, very difficult here. I remember my first shorts were financed by my own studio with a lot of difficulties. We had to work doing commercials and things that we didn't like it a lot to continue producing and financing our films. And not all the animators had this opportunity in the past. Now we are in a little better situation, and I think that it helps a lot to give visibility to our productions. I mean, not only Argentina, all Latin America, Chile, Brazil, and Colombia, and all the countries here in South America also.
Yeah, and I think it's also a matter of like quantity, like I studied in France, and the amount of short films they produce there, like even as a student base, it's incredible. When I was in Spain, not even half of the films were done, and not to that quality because they've been doing them for so long. I think it's just in your culture. I don't know. We keep saying we don't know how the French are so good from the very start in animation. And so I think it's hard to compete with the US and France because they have so much history, so many people. The industry is so consolidated there. So it's a matter of finance. It's a matter of like culture, the context, the thing you see every day. I don't know about your countries, but in Spain, it's just starting now, in the last few years, to really get strong. And I think Alberto Mielo winning an Oscar last year, it's really like pinpointed Spain in the industry. But it's been, I think, hard for my teachers' generation and all that to really push their short films and really make them happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of agree with everything that was said here. I started quite recently in animation. I started like 5 years ago, so I haven't been following this but I from what I know, it's all of these reasons, altogether, I think.
And also considering your different experiences, I wanted to ask you about festivals. How do you choose a festival? Because I think this is very important especially for young animators. Do you choose festivals, whatever festival you can find to gain more visibility, as you said, or do you aim for the best festivals around the world, try to be among the best, let's say? So how do you choose them?
In our case, we send the films everywhere. We don't care about the size or quality or visibility of the festival. No.
It also depends when you finish the film, and when you want to have it out. There's one thing that it's important to say about this thing of the festivals, which is the reason why you choose some and not others is because some of them ask for the premiere, and this influences a lot that the sending to the festivals, because if you don't send it there, it's already 1 or 2 or 3 that you're excluding from the circuit, which can also help a lot with the film visibility, because if it's a festival that it's considered one that has more visibility, it's you send to that because it can give you the chance of being seen by more people, and this brings you other festivals interested. For the Garbage Man, I premiered it in Mostra in Portugal, which doesn't ask for the premiere, and it went really well. So it doesn't mean that it does have to be always like this. So it depends on when.
Yeah, I think this matter with class.
Yeah, but it's true that. Sorry. No, sorry.
No, I'm going to be fast.
Very short.
This matter with class.
Zanamela, you were saying something about what I was saying. Sorry, João, just because
the only thing that you're right. Yes, it's important to plan the order of the first steps are very important. Yes, it's just that.
Okay.
If you can start in Cannes or in Berlin, of course that is very important. But then it's like let the film free. Yes, free. Just that. Okay. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. It's I think this matter with Class A festivals are like, it's similar to the Oscars. Like our main goal is not to get into. The main goal is not the festival. It's like the visibility that festival can bring us, and that sometimes sadly is limited by festivals that require world premieres. And so yeah, we at least with us, our distributor like. Tactic was to start aiming for big festivals, and then of course send everywhere, because as Zanamela and they said, like our priority is for the film to be seen by as many people as possible. So as soon as we have that premiere, at least what it comes to me, I just want to send everywhere, like as much festivals I can, big or small, so it can be seen by as many people as possible.
Yeah, I hate distribution. I hire someone to do it because every festival asks for a different thing. Like, oh, I want a teaser of 1 minute with the subtitles baked into the video in Irish, and then I want an image of this size. So it's very stressful. So I just hand it off. And we just send it. Or she sends it to everywhere we can, which is great because sometimes you get like small awards, like money awards that really help out for like next film or. Whilst if you go just for quality, not quantity, maybe you win like 2 awards or 3 awards and it won't pay for nothing. But I know there's like a science behind the Oscars like race, and like people wait for months to premiere their film. Like Laura was saying, some festivals ask for the premiere, so you know, you can't show it in a festival with being selected until I don't know, Berlinale passes or whatever. So I don't know. I think it's a very hard science to like really think about all that. So we just send it everywhere and then be what's gonna be.
Wait, you were saying when you said there's some people that wait for a specific moment for the Oscar.
No.
Is there like something?
No, not you. I mean, you like there's some festivals that ask for the premiere. Like you can only show it there if it hasn't been shown anywhere else. Yeah.
You were talking about this science, and it's interesting because when we talk about Oscars, also in feature films, we use the films that aim to Best Picture. They also say that they have to premiere between October or December, so they have better chances among the academics and all that. But in this case, for short film, it's a very different dynamic. And right now we just have short films that are qualified for the Oscars, not for 2023, but 2024. We already have some shorts. So do you think this longevity may represent a disadvantage in this career, let's say?
Sorry,
longevity in which way?
I didn't got it.
Yeah, because for example, all your shorts qualified in the last 6 to 5 months, but there are shorts that will have to wait for a year for the Oscar 2024. Right now, there's a Mexican short that has qualified to the 2024 Oscars. So, do you think? Sorry.
I don't understand a lot of, but I don't think, I think it matters more when you start doing the campaign for the film itself. I think maybe with feature films, it's different, but I think, I don't know, from what I read and talked with strategists, I think like if you get the Oscar qualifying festival, that's what matters. And then you can start doing the campaign like closer to the Oscar season, I think. But again, I'm not an expert. I'm not sure.
Sorry, this is for short or for long features? You were saying
short.
For short.
For short.
Yeah, there's this short film that won Morelia in Mexico, and it's a qualifier Oscar, but because of the times, it qualifies for 2024, not 2023. So it has to wait over a year.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't change because I believe the Academy members start watching the films like, if I'm not mistaken, like this month or the month before. Yeah. So all the shorts will actually, I think it's worse for shorts that are close, that get qualifying festival awards closer to the dates, because I think there are 2 separate batches of uploads on the Academy platform. And if you're on the second one, technically you lose like 2 weeks or something that people could watch. I'm not entirely sure about this, but I think I read something about this.
I think you're the most informed person.
I have to say that I'm in a very strange situation.
He knows everything.
I'm a secret agent from the Academy, yes.
Sorry, I'm in a very strange situation. I'm an Academy member and I have a film in the list. So in fact, I have access to Diego's film. What I have to say, I didn't ask the Academy what I have to do, but I'm sure that I'm not going to vote this year, of course. I'm not going to vote for myself. Be sure of that.
You should.
Don't say the Academy.
Yeah,
hey, he's voting.
You should.
Please
do.
I heard it's a great film.
Yes, it already started, and I think that we still have 3 weeks. Yeah.
Mhm.
As I'm not going to, as I'm not trying to vote this time, I have time to do things. Yeah.
Do you care if someone's been qualified for a year or just a month? Like as an Academy member, would that affect your vote? Like if you've seen the film for ages now and you're bored of it, and something new and exciting comes along, would you vote?
Sorry.
I mean, you are the only one who can vote here, so
Yeah.
I think you're the best person to answer the question, which is like, if a film has been qualified for a year already, or a film or another film has
No,
just been qualified.
they are not present in this selection. We have
Yeah.
like a kind of platform with the films that are competing this year for next year. Stars. Yes. In fact, what I saw, I entered 2 days ago, and I saw that there's only 40 or 43 films. Not all the films are loaded. I don't know why.
Really?
It's very
Yeah,
strange
yeah.
because we don't have a lot of time left. I don't know.
Are ours in there or?
It's not good for people. I don't know why.
You didn't put it.
It's because an applied mistake or what happens. But I saw that. Yeah. I think that there is like 70 films at least this year competing. Yeah.
Isn't it more? I thought it was 90, isn't it?
Last year there were 90.
Yeah.
This year?
Last year.
Last year, yes. This year there were a lot, but this year, I think that, well, I don't know. I don't know where is the complete list. I only saw an Animation magazine article with the films.
Yeah, but the long list has not been revealed yet.
Yeah.
Hasn't been published yet.
Oh, really? So it's the magazine who went festival by festival, seeing who won?
Yeah, I saw that article. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they normally publish that list like before. Yeah. It's this time of
Okay.
year.
Because it could happen that somebody wins a festival and they could decide not to send but I think that is very crazy, but it could happen. If you win a festival and qualifying festival and you don't send the materials, you are out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have the deadline, and then that's it.
You want to add something else, Laura, about this question?
No.
No. I also wanted to ask you the strengths first for Ibero-American animation and also your local animation, Argentina, Portugal, and Spanish. What do you think they're their major qualities right now?
The major qualities in each
In your countries and also in the Ibero-American region, whatever you know about other countries' animation, of course.
Working without budget.
We're getting better.
Makes you stronger.
Yeah. I need to think a little bit about, sorry. It's not...
The weather is good. It's an advantage.
Yes.
We're happier. Like,
No, but what I felt is that at least in Madrid, where I'm from, they have this like I don't know if it's in the rest of Spain, but they have this campaign for the Goya Awards, which is like the Spanish Oscars, and for the Oscars, that they help shorts from Madrid, either animation or live action or whatever. So, like for example, last year's Alberto Mielo's film, he said he didn't have money to like promote the film because it's very expensive to promote it for the Oscars, and the government in Madrid paid for for his distribution, and they do that as well for the Goyas and stuff like that. So I think that's I'd say that's a good thing that we have.
Oh wait, you were asking like about the strengths of the filmmaking industry or type of filmmaking, like in terms of films?
What do you mean? Your local industries, your animated industries.
Oh, okay. I thought you were asking like what distinguishes our films from American like types of film. Okay,
No,
I understood it wrong.
your local
One thing that in terms of industry, I feel I mean I met some American filmmakers lately in festivals, and apparently I mean at least comparing to the situation in Portugal, they have less funds for short films than we do in Portugal. All of the short films that I've seen from American filmmakers, they had to do it as a part-time job while they were making something else. On the other hand, if they want to make a feature film, of course they have much more money and more funds to get. But every time I discuss about funding short films, at least I don't know, I can speak from Portugal, they get a bit impressed with it because they don't have like normally speaking like funds for short films. So I think for short films we have a good moment right now, I think. Of course, it could be better, but comparing to what I talked with some people, it's okay. It's good.
Let me just add this to what João was saying. Speaking of Portugal, I think that at the moment, Portugal is living a very nice moment in terms of animation. We've been having a lot of recognition internationally. There's also two feature films that were made this year, that came out this year of animation, and we are in a very good moment because it's not just making films, we're actually getting a lot of recognition. And we have a system here which is, like João was saying, we work just in one competition, we get the funding for the short films and they give you the money to make a short. That it can be possible to make a short. It's not like in France that you get different regional or also in other countries, and you kind of gather the money from different competitions. But the money that they get from all of these, it's always a lot more than we get in just one competition. And we are struggling a lot because the life, like we all know, it's been going a lot higher than it was 10 years ago. We are all paying a lot more for everything, but we are getting the same amount of money that we had 10 years ago, and this hasn't gone higher. There are a few little things that were established in the funding that were very helpful, like for new creators that were given before the competition was forever. At least two projects, first projects gets the financial support for sure, and this is very important to keep new people with fresh blood coming and making animation, and not always the same ones, and this is very important. But at the moment, because the cost of life has been so completely crazy up, and we don't actually have an industry in Portugal that supports the people that are working in animation, in whatever, shorts, long features, series. This is very important to be having this moment of visibility of the animation, to bring this into attention that there is people making animations in Portugal that are being visible, and maybe these supports can go up because we are struggling getting support to do this. And it's important to also say that it's cool that we have this take of financial support that you get for short films, but it's not enough. We need a better adjustment now for the living that we are that it's going up so much. Sorry.
Juan Pablo, anything you want to add?
Well, we have the same problem here. The problem in Argentina is that we have a a huge inflation at this moment. So you wanna you have some help now, and when you during the process of doing the film, you lose most of the money that you want for the production. In fact, it happens with Pasajero, with my film. The amount of money that I had to produce the film during the process of inflation process, with the addition of the pandemic in the middle, it was like a disaster for me. We had to do magic in the middle to finish the film. So yeah, I know what you are talking about, and sorry, nothing to do with that, but I completely agree what Laura said, that Portuguese animation, independent animation, is growing incredible in the last years. It's very present in festival with a huge quality material nowadays. And I really admire you, and I envy you, I have to say. I really envy you. Yes.
We envy you.
And then we have something like this here in Argentina, this quality of production and this visibility. Yes, it's amazing. Congratulations, really.
No, and it's nice that also the government understands that this is happening. It's not just people that want more money. It's like, okay, let's build our from inside, you know, and give the quality life to the people that are making this work. And this is very important. And if this brings something that it's important, this visibility of being in the list for the Oscars, is that, you know, here's something that it's, you know, you can understand. and this is important. Maybe you can make a change.
It's having repercussion, the fact that you have how many films do you have now in the Oscars, in the Oscar career, in the long list?
In Portugal?
I mean, yes.
Not that many. Regina Pessoa, I don't want to say.
She has a film?
Oh, no,
with an Oscar? No, she never won the Oscar.
I mean, this year, you have at least 3 films, I think.
No, Portugal, only Joao and Laura, I think. They're the only shortlisted right now. Long list.
Yeah, I think The Monkey was co-production with Spain.
Yeah, you're right.
This is funny. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
with Lorenzo.
Yeah.
Because Vasco's film is not in the short list, in the long list.
Which one, sorry?
It is in the long list.
What's the name of Vasco's film? Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Vasco and David. Guerrero. Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's not in the long.
Sorry, I thought that it was. Yeah.
Actually, it happened that they were nominated, but this was with another film, and they didn't run for the Oscar. They got the prize, but they didn't inscribe the film. So this has happened.
Was it with Agoro?
I can't remember if it's Agoro or Felice. I can't remember, but it was one of them. Yeah, that they got nominated and they didn't inscribe. It wasn't because they want us to, it was just a mistake. Just to make it clear.
And talking about nominations and winners, I have to ask you, why do you think that Bird Story and Windshield Wiper won? What do you think made them different?
What they made different, it's very difficult. I never analyzed it in these terms. I can say what.
Yeah, I think it has to do with the context of that year, because I think films that maybe didn't win one year would have won another, or vice versa. So I don't know. I mean, it's also about the other films that are nominated, right? And what the world likes at that moment, I guess.
In the case of Bird Story, what I see that is different is that it's a film that is talking, is a metaphor of the situation of Latin America, in particular of Chile, of course, but that reflects what happens in Latin America in this period, as it happened with last year with Bestia also, that Bestia was nominated, it didn't win, but it's a film that really reflects what happened during the dictatorships, the systematic dictatorships during the 70s and 80s. It means a lot for us because it's a thematic that wasn't present in animation before, I think. I think that is the value that they add to the that they put in highlighting the animation industry.
Yeah, but also last year it was a very big year for like indie animation and like adult animation. Like other years, there's hardly any. It's all major studios like Pixar and DreamWorks are the ones nominated. But this year, all the 5 nominees were like, I guess, like indie and like mostly adult. So I guess that means hopefully we're changing a bit the direction.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that will be cool.
Joe, Laura, anything you want to add here?
No, I was thinking because you were asking why they won, right? And I was thinking, I don't know what was the, because it's what Diego was saying as well. It depends a lot in what was the rest, like what was the context, and this also might not have anything to do. I think that the bear story was a lot of years ago, and I don't really remember that well, but I do remember that it was in 3D, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
3D, yeah. And it was a very affectionate story, and I think that that is also a storytelling way that is I understand that people have more they relate more to, and also, like Zerma was saying, it's something that also translates a lot about the story, and I'm very happy that he got the award. Also, The Bestia, it's an amazing film. It didn't got the award, but I'm really happy because he got a lot of visibility, and yes, and
changes a lot
important.
the situation of Chilean animation.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Amazing.
Yes, they have a great budgets now to produce, to development, production, and post-production, and it's amazing.
And that's something that can bring to the Oscars as well, because it can keep telling stories because now he has that visibility, and it's something very interesting about The Bestia, because I didn't saw it until a few weeks ago. So
really?
Yes, because I didn't go to 1 or 2 festivals, and then suddenly I didn't saw the film, and I always wanted to see it in the big screen, so I always waited. And I got a chance to see it now in a retrospective in Ottawa, actually, and I was like having a lot of expectations because it was a film that was so many people talking about, and I was like, okay, my expectations are really high, so I'm a bit scared, and then when I saw the film, it went even higher, like I was not expecting it to even be that good, it was super amazing film, and I'm super happy. And this is what brings, I'm happy that it got to that list, that short list, and it can bring you a lot, so I'm really happy that it got that visibility. You don't always feel that with all the films that you see in the short lists, or even the ones that win the Oscar, but this one, and it's super amazing. And you were talking about the other one, right? The one that won the Oscar.
Windshield wiper.
Yes, so that is it. It brought a lot. It was something very revolutionary, right? So I think that it brought a lot to also the way of making the filmmaking, the way that you see things and you work movements. I think that it's a very interesting film, and not just the film but also the technique that he uses is very original. So yeah, that is super cool.
It was made based on photographies, I think. Most of the background are
I thought it was a motion capture.
Motion capture, yes.
Just
The
the keys.
of the characters is motion capture, but I think that
just the keys. It doesn't animate. It's not motion capture. The keys are motion capture, from what I understood. I'm not really sure. Diego, do you know?
I think so. Yeah, I think he uses motion capture, but like you say, like animators normally like tweak the animation, and I've seen like reels from like Jibaro animators, which is like same directors. I guess it's the similar process, and sometimes they don't even use motion captures. I guess it depends on the shot and everything, but yeah, I think it's very like fresh style, so it really caught everyone's eye, because now like everything he's been doing has been winning everything, like all the Love, Death and Robots shorts and everything. It's so yeah.
My feeling was that it has something from the spirit of motion capture, but the animation is very fresh at the same time. It doesn't look like real movements just translated into animation. It has some. I think that they touch it a lot after doing the motion capture. It's very interesting. Yes, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Joao, you were saying?
No, yeah, I mean, they said everything. I think it's a combination of everything, of structure, narrative, a very fresh approach to the technique itself, which it's like 3D, like that gets like a 2D vibe at the same time, like very colorful and expressive. And I think all that put together like really helps the film, of course. So yeah, it's a very good, big accomplishment.
And as a last question, in the beginning of the interview, I was asking you about your hopes with your shorts, but right now, I think we can agree that you're already winners. You have done great jobs. Your shorts are awesome. Right now, you're in the Oscar race. So, what are your aspirations right now? Have they changed? How do you feel about being part of this cinematic party? How do you feel about your next projects? How has everything changed from your wins?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of winning an Oscar before this, but now I'd be very angry if I don't win one. So my expectation is
I will quit animation if I don't win the Oscar.
We can share the Oscar. Whoever wins it.
Let's make a deal.
We can cut it in slide.
No, it's like, again, like we all say, like it's always completely unpredictable. And of course, when we got like the Oscar Qualifying Award, like unconsciously we all always think, oh, what would it be if we actually got the award? And I mean, yeah, of course, I mean, it's would be like a really big honor. I love it, but yeah, it's completely unpredictable. It completely depends on the taste of the people that are liking it. Like with festivals, like you win an award in a festival, and if your film got into the same festival next year with a different jury, the award would go to someone else. Like it's a matter of its film will resonate with the jury, and that's not up to our control. It's quite interesting because people say like congratulations and congratulate you when you get like an award for festivals, but actually you did absolutely nothing. You stopped working on the film, like you stopped working on its trajectory the moment you finish the film's production. After that, it all depends if you are lucky enough that people resonate with it and then if juries like it. But I think people should start congratulating directors more when they finish the film rather than when they win the because it's not up to you.
It's not like a football match. You can do anything. The film is there. It's just, yeah. I prefer not to think, really. Honestly, I don't have expectations about my film because, of course, that I like my film. It's like my son, but I don't think that. I don't feel that it's not my best film. I know. I think I'm feeling very lucky to be here in this stage now. If it's nominated, I'll be, of course, very happy, but I don't have a great expectation. And in fact, I'm not doing anything at this moment. Sometimes I publish things on the social media, but this is all what I want to do in relation to the Oscar. It's all.
You're writing a feature, so I understand.
Yes.
Your head, you know, I understand. It's important.
Yeah, that's more. That's better. Sorry, you can go ahead. Sorry.
No, nothing. That I have my list of favorites, of course. In this, I didn't see anything. I still have to see many films that I have. I think that there are films that I really love in this list, and I really expect that they will be nominated.
How do you vote? Do you vote like for different ones, or how does it work?
You have to vote. You have to choose. I don't remember if 5 or 7 or 10. I don't remember. You have to choose. You don't have a particular order. I think you have to choose the like.
Who knows? Ask Joao. Okay,
I know. Okay, actually, I know this.
Yes, you have a particular order. Yeah, you have a particular order. Okay. First, this and this and this and this and this, and this is all. Okay. And then yeah.
Laura,
what was your question?
If has anything changed now that you are in this long list?
If anything changed?
Yep. Any of your aspirations, your hopes, your expectations with your film?
No, for this, for the being in the lists, of course, I'm really happy because it does. Like we said, it gives you a lot of visibility. People can see your shorts, and there's this chance of having a better quality of life, bringing it to the people that you work with, hopefully. So it gives you hope in that way, and keeping doing your films, because this helps also with the financial support for the next film. But this sounds really cheesy, but I'm making another film now. In co-direction, and it's just so nice to be able to do another film and to be in this moment that I can put in practice, you know, like learn from the other film's mistakes and making a better film. And I'm already very honored to be here. Like Zanamela was saying, it's cool to be here, you know. This is awesome. It would be really amazing to go further, but I don't really have that many expectations either. So yeah, I just want to keep doing films, and hopefully more people can see it.
I'm sure they will. Well, thank you very much to all of you. As I said, you're already winners, I think, for a lot of us, for all the animation, for the region. Your shorts are awesome. I really love them all. The best of lucks in this race. I really hope we can see you with the Oscar in Los Angeles in some months. I really hope so.
You are also a winner, Luis.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
We'll share a part of the Oscar with you.
Okay. I'll receive it gladly. Thank you so much.
Thank you for spending this coffee with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your support, Luis. It's been great.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.